Tony and Mick Foster, it has been a wonderful 25 years for you. Looking back over it, what do you think was the most memorable moment for you, Tony?
Oh gosh, I suppose Top of the Pops 1982 stands out fairly clear anyway. We appeared with a song called Bunch of Time, and of course we got woeful reaction for the leprechaun suits. That was probably I'd say that had to be the most memorable part of it.
Mick, the thing that was remembered most from that television programme was the green suits rather than the song. Did that disappoint you?
Oh no, the green suits was the most important thing we ever had in the 25 years. As I think without the green suits, you know, we might never have been remembered, because when people saw us once, if they didn't see us for 12 months, they mightn't remember our names, but they definitely remembered, oh, we saw you before. You never forget the green suits. And we wore those suits from the time we started in 75 until 82. And then we started adding in extra musicians, and we had to make the decision then, would we dress them up as leprechauns or green suits, or go casual ourselves or dress suits. So we decided that the green suits had their work done, and we just went in ordinary clothes from then on.
It was a huge thing for an Irish duo like yourselves to appear on a British major television programme. Were you nervous beforehand?
No, not really, because we were in New York on tour, an American tour, and we flew home on the Tuesday morning. We thought we might be on Top of the Pops. We got word at 12 o'clock it definitely was being recorded. So we flew off to London that night, arrived about I think 10 o'clock, got up at 7 the next morning, headed off down to wherever the BBC studios, spent the day in the studio and flew home that night. And I think we didn't get time to even think about it or be nervous about it, you know.
You've been together for, in fact, longer than 25 years. You've had an amazing, successful career. Why do you think you've lasted so long?
I don't know. I suppose the music we play, first of all, it's easy listening, laid-back music. When we started out 25 years ago, there probably wasn't anybody recording that type of music. And then when it made the charts, at that particular time in England, there wasn't very many people, even record companies weren't that interested in that music. And all through the years, we did a CD or a video every year. We've had loads of chart success, so we've toured a lot, So we made it a very, very, I suppose, for people who like that music, we made it possible for them to be able to go out and buy the music whenever they wanted,
Tony, I suppose for an artist, live performance is everything, and you guys have toured all over the world and are still very popular. Is that what it's all about for you?
For me, yes, but I also love this, interviews. I love television. I love being in the studio. I love out working on the videos, So the live show is always, I think, the most important thing, because when you're young and you want to go into the business, you see people performing live or you hear records and you say, I'd love to be on stage, singing songs. And I think the live show will always be the most important part.
Mick, you're a bit of a phenomenon, really, because, you haven't aged. Your music hasn't aged at all.
Well, the music maybe not, Mary, but I thought it was us you were saying hadn't aged, and I was going to say thanks very much. But all you'd have to do is have a look at one of those photographs and then look down at me. But the music probably hasn't. The type of music we've been doing, it was basically what we were doing now was the type of music that I grew up with and that I loved. And, when we started off first, it wasn't probably the in thing to be doing it. The songs we were doing, they were probably considered old hat at the time. And then, the thing just went right, and we had hit records here and there, and suddenly people, came round our way of thinking and started to listen to what the type of music that we liked, and, it went from there.
When you still travel abroad, do they still ask for the old favourites like Bunch of Time, Maggie?
Yeah, what we find is that no matter where we play around the world, the people react to the same songs in the same way, and if you get loads of requests before you go on, and if we got them in Australia or we got them in New Zealand or we got them in Athlone, it's near enough a guarantee that 80% of them would be for the same songs.
But Tony, it was those hits that pushed megastars like Diana Ross and Michael Jackson off the charts. That must have been an incredible feeling.
Yeah, it was great. I think it was around 96 or 94 we had a video called By Request, and it reached #1 in the British pop charts. And Diana Ross was #1, Take That were #2 and we were #3, and then the following week we were #1 and she was #2 and Take That were #3. So it's a great feeling to think that, like, as you said, people like Michael Jackson that are actually below you in the charts, in the pop charts in Britain.
Tony, nobody would believe in those 25 years that yourself and Mick haven't even had a row.
Yeah, it's a strange setup, I suppose, to think that two guys working in the music business for that long. We've never even had an argument, you know, over the years. I suppose the fact that we both would look at all aspects of this business more or less the same way. You know, we'd be on stage sometimes and we'd near enough both come up with the same idea for the next number. We'd be thinking that close about the thing, you know. But we both like traveling, we both like playing music, we both like being away from it as well, which is, I suppose, another aspect of it, you know. And I think the fact that when we are away, we probably don't even maybe talk to one another by phone once a week or something like that, you know. So we don't actually live in each other's pockets when we're not on the road, you know.
I suppose the definitive question, do you think you'll last for much longer?
Well, we'd like to see ourselves going on for another 25 years. Not, you know, there's no saying. You know, one of us could decide in the maybe next year that we've had enough on the road and want to go and do something else. But for me, I would like to try and keep going on for as long as I could. As I said, I like the music business. I don't think I'll ever get out of it.
I'd say the very same, that we'll keep going as long as the people come to hear the concerts, as long as they buy the records, we'll keep playing. And I suppose at this stage of our lives, we're too old to start anything else.
And will we ever see you in the leprechaun suits again?
I doubt it very much, no.
They definitely wouldn't fit us anymore.